What's up, everybody? Basically, what I want to do is take a minute while I'm in my office. Ooh, look at that bad boy. Another one I did. I don't have as many as everybody else has got, but I got a couple of them. Basically, what I want to do is just take a minute and let everybody know. What the hell's wrong with my computer? Anyway, let everybody know. It looks like John Shope and Richard Rawlings are going to be trying to get a good afternoon, Mr. Coppola. I love that last name, by the way. Anyway, it looks like John Shope and Richard Rawlings are trying to get them a bike show started. And if I'm not mistaken, that bike show is going to consist of basically showcasing John Shope only. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't know the premise of the show yet. But I do know that with the efforts that myself and a couple of the other industry people are putting towards the Grinds bike build-off, hopefully we will get some attention from John Shope, maybe Richard Rawlings, maybe some of these other bike builders out there and these car shows out there, and we can get this show put on TV also. What I really need from you guys is I noticed that there's only a handful of people that watch this show that are actually doing the due diligence for me by spreading it and sharing it and loving it and following it. I really need for everybody to go out there and really promote the Grind page. It's only going to benefit everybody in the industry. It's going to benefit the local builders such as myself. It's going to benefit some of the other people, the other bike builders. I mean, I know Art still has some big news coming out tomorrow, Monday. I tried reaching out to him to find out what it was beforehand, but he's keeping it under wraps, and I don't blame him. But what I really need for people to do is anybody in the motorcycle industry that is associated with this whatsoever, that knows of me whatsoever, I really need for you guys to go out there and, really share the hell out of the Grind page. It's the only way we're ever going to get their attention. It's the only way that people are going to see what we're doing. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. I mean, I've spent so much money on this bike build. I'm also paying out of my pocket to get the banners made. I'm actually working on a little t-shirt line to get the t-shirts up and going to try to generate as much buzz about this show as I possibly can. I would reach out to Richard Rawlings. I would reach out to John Shope. I would reach out to these other people, but I think it's going to fall on deaf ears because we only have like 600 people on the page that like it. And no offense, for the 5,000 people that I have on my personal friends list and all of the other builders out there, all of the other individuals out there, I mean, we could really press this thing and get it out there. I mean, we're going to need to literally get up over 100,000 followers on that page before anybody looks at us at all. If you're at 1,000 or 2,000, I mean, they just don't look at it. You're not generating enough of a buzz for them to warrant spending the money to put it on TV. But again, you have to start somewhere. So I started this all back in February or end of January, beginning of February by doing the Grind Call Out show. The reason I'm so passionate about this is because it takes guys like me that are small guys that actually have to work two jobs to pay the bills and have the futures that they want. And it puts us in a position to where we're capable of building bikes. I'm not ashamed to say it whatsoever. It's taken me 4.5, almost 5 years to get, just literally the 3 custom paying bike jobs that I'm building right now. That's almost 5 years. There's a lot of builders out there that they get bike builds every day. I mean, a good example, Eric Contreras. This guy was a painter for Velocity Motorsports. And before that, he was a welder in the chemical plants, just like me. He's extremely talented. He's very creative. And he was able to find an investor that invested in him. And that's how Powerhouse came to be. But the money they've invested into Powerhouse is very, very high. I mean, I mean, I don't know their true numbers, but looking at what he had and looking at what he's got now, I mean, you're talking a couple $1,000,000 just as an investment to get to that level. And then once he got to that level, he had to actually start paying to build his own bikes just to advertise what he was capable of. And that's awesome. That I mean, that's a true blessing. But Eric Contreras walked away from a secure job that had medical, dental, optical, 401k, pension plans. I mean, he walked away from that. There's a lot of guys out there that aren't, and I don't want to say lucky because that seems like a very far-fetched word, but they're not as blessed as Eric to have somebody come into their lives and want to invest in them and believe in them like that much. So this is why the grind bike build off is so important, because it actually gets guys like me and other garage jockeys, as well as the big builders. It puts them on a stage to where millions of people can see what they're doing. They don't have to advertise, and spend, huge amounts of money in advertisement and take time off of work to go to all the different shows to actually let people know who they are, what they're doing, what they build, how they build it, and all this, that, and the other. So I know I just keep beating this down you guys' throats, but the reality is I'm hard pressed to get this on national TV. The only way it's ever going to happen is if every single person that watches this video shares it. And when they share it, they have to say something about it. They have to say, hey, go check this out. This is a personal friend of mine, or this is a Facebook friend of mine that is trying to get a bike build-off show on the Discovery Channel or one of the channels that do the bike shows and bike build-offs and do the car builds and all that. It's the only way that it'll work. It's going to take a team effort. I can't do it by myself. I'm doing everything I can to promote it, push it, and put it out there. Because of the grind, I've actually gotten to meet a lot of the bike builders out there. The badass guys. One of the people I got to meet, which I consider one of my best friends in the industry now, is Art Steele. That guy he's so creative and so talented with what he does. His talent doesn't lie just in building the bikes or putting the right team together to build the bikes. His talent lies in the personality he's got, the drive he's got, the passion for what he does. I mean, he works with some of the coolest customers I've ever known. I got to personally meet one of them when I was down there about a month ago. And it's just the way art is. I mean, how many of you bike builders out there, hello Don, how many of you bike builders out there actually would build a customer a bike, and then when that customer brings his bike back 4 years later to get redone, you're just going to give him one of your custom baggers and say, hey man, just go roll on that for a while. And when we get done with your bike, at least you're not down without a ride. You can borrow one of our bikes to ride until we get yours done. I just don't know many shops that would do that would put that kind of trust into their customers. But it's a testament to who he is and how he runs his business. And I know it's more than just art, but Art's like the face of All Star Baggers. Sorry, I'm scratching my hand. He's the face. He is the front man, the rock star of that company. And he does a great, great job at keeping them relevant. And that's the other thing about being a bike builder. You have to stay relevant in the industry. You have to continually be pushing yourself to the next build, a better build, staying on social media all the time, being able to keep yourself right out in the front. Whether it's good, it's bad, it's ugly, it doesn't matter. So there's a whole lot of stuff you have to do to keep yourself on top. And it's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of guys out there that actually, in my opinion, they're tearing this fucking industry apart. And I've got one person, that's that guy Tracy from, I think it's Anak Baggers or All in All Customs or whatever it is. That guy got out there and he just started shit talking, trashing the crap out of other people in the industry. And let's face it, if you're not going to be a brotherhood with this, all you're going to do is not only tear other people down, but you're going to end up coming off as the asshole of the industry, and eventually someone's going to knock you down and your business is going to go away. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, what was this all for? I busted my ass for 5 or 6 years and now I'm out of business because people don't use me? Or I'm out of business because nobody in the industry likes me and I can't go to any of the rallies anymore because people somebody's going to whoop my ass. So I'm trying to get everybody on board with this, because whether it's me, Jared Coomer, Brian Barber, Art Steele, Mike Campbell, John Shope. It doesn't matter who it is. We all have to work together if we really want this industry back where it used to be in the early to mid 2000s. You know, it was a great time for motorcycles. And I'm not discounting, you know, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, you know, the forefathers like Arlen Ness and what I consider Billy Lanes, Joe Martin, Jesse James. I'm not discounting all of those guys, but all of those guys have made it. They're already there. We need to get this generation of bike builders and this generation of product manufacturers and this generation of painters. We need to get our generation out there and get them working and get them recognized. I remember back in 2005, if you went to a motorcycle rally, they were rock stars. There were builders and builders upon builders out there that were just, I mean, you would stand in lines to get their autographs. I want to get this industry back to that level, back to the level where guys like me, American Drag Seats, Kevin Sockwell, man, I got to go to his booth. I got to meet this guy. I want to get his autograph. I want to get over to the, Evil Irons booth over at the rally. I got to meet Mike Campbell and Don Ogilvy. I got to get over to Art Steele's, All-Star Baggers booth so I can meet Art and Nick and all the guys from, All-Star Baggers. I want to get it back to that level because when it's back at that level, t-shirt sales are good. Poster sales are good. Bike sales are good. Bike builds are good. You got to think of what it takes in the industry to build a bike. You're going to feed so many businesses. You're going to feed the painters, the seat guys, the frame guys. You're going to feed the motor companies, the transmission companies, the belt drive companies. I mean, you're going to end up, the trickle down effect is going to feed everybody in this industry. So I just want to take a quick couple of minutes to get on here and tell you guys, all right, I did mine. I got this the Grind page, Facebook Live. I've got it hooked up now so I can do the interviews off this page. I've got everything working pretty cool. Please take 2 seconds and at the bottom of your screen, just push share and just let every person on your friends list, let them know, man, you got to get over there. You got to watch this because August 1st, there's a bike build off going on. And I promise you, if we all work together and get this thing promoted good and we get that, the following on the Grind page up to over 100,000 people, we're going to get their attention. We're going to definitely get their attention. I want to give a shout out to Richard Rawlings for busting his butt and doing his thing and getting, Dallas, Texas on the map again and making them relevant in the industry. He's not only in it just for himself. I mean, the guy has actually taken the time. He's helped out other shops, put other shops on TV. Now he's working with John Shope directly in the motorcycle industry, trying to get the motorcycle industry back on TV. Let's just face it, it's good stuff to sit back on your cell phone. You don't have to be at home on your TV. You can watch it on your cell phone at work or while you're driving out of town. Your wife and kids can watch it. On their cell phones, and I think with social media, that's the way that this is actually going to work. And I think it can be bigger than just putting it on TV. TV is the good part because of the advertisers, the revenue generated towards each biker that's going to be on the show. I just think it's a good thing, people. That's all I'm saying. We all work hard. Whether you work for yourself or whether you work for a company and then you work for yourself, let's face it, we all work hard. I'm trying to give back as much as I possibly can to this motorcycle industry. I'm a very small dude. I'm not going to Sturgis. I wish I were. But I just don't have the money to go to Sturgis. I don't have the time off work that I can take to go to Sturgis. But I can promise you this, I will be at Sturgis one day, mark my words, and I will have one of my bikes, whatever it is, my baggers, my Pro Streets, my choppers, it doesn't matter. I'm going to end up having one of my bikes in that Rat Hole show. That is like the biggest, most noteworthy show that a bike builder can actually be in, because the Rat's Hole show is one of those shows. It's like it's like the SEMA and then winning the Riddler Award in the bike industry. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on. I just really want to make this happen, and I need y'all's help. That's basically what I'm saying. I just need your help. I could go to the magazine rack at the store a few years ago and there would be 4 different bagger motorcycle mags. I can't even find one now. See, and that's the thing. I need the help because I want this to be relevant again. I want, and not that the motorcycle industry is not relevant. Let me clarify that. The motorcycle industry is doing good. All this stuff is coming back. But all I'm asking for is let's get the grind back. Let's get the grind. Let's give it its due. Let's get guys like me and the bigger guys. Let's give us all the opportunity to get back, to get on TV, to build these bikes and showcase the artistry, the creativity of taking a bike and building your bikes. You know, let's bring that to the mainstream again. I would love to see a bike build off like with me. If I could reach out to Matt Hotch, Aaron Green, Joe Martin, or Billy Lane and have them come by my shop and do a guest appearance, it would be phenomenal. Because I'm a fan of those guys. But back in the day, I actually got to hang out with those guys. Okay, so my brother apparently got on the grind and he's on the grind page commenting now. Hit up Tony Frey. I did hit up Tony. I don't know what Tony's, I don't know if he's even willing to help me. But yeah, Tony would be a really good, and I guess on Facebook it's Anthony Fry. Why don't you tag him in this video, Don? If anybody's friends with John Shope personally, tag him, get his attention, get him over to this page so he can see that I'm trying to get this going. And I know the guy, he's a great guy. He helps a lot of people, but hopefully these guys will help us and help it all work out for everybody. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. But please, man, share the hell out of this thing. Oh, yeah, I understand. That's fine. But please, just share the hell out of it. Let's get this thing going. Let's blow it up. You know, instead of just pushing share, push share. But when you do that, actually, you know, write a post about it. Let your friends know what they're looking at, why they should go over to the grind page. I'm just telling you guys, it's just going to be a big thing. And I feel it in my heart that this is actually going to happen. What I'm trying to do is keep it from happening from one of the big wigs that's already got millions of freaking dollars that can just snap his fingers and make this thing relevant. I would like to see somebody small like me actually make this happen. Somebody that's an unknown, somebody that's unheard of. I want to see someone like me make this shit happen, blow it up so that when it's actually that big, I can tell the people, hey, look, man, I had a passion. I built it, I worked it, I built it, I worked it. And on top of that, I had a day job that I worked every day. And I have a 5-year-old and a wife. And that doesn't mean I'm busy. That just means I'm up and I'm doing it. What's up, Chris? Appreciate you watching, bro. So anyway, I could ramble and ramble and ramble. Basically, man, just push the share button and tell people why they need to watch this, why they need to share it, and why they need to like it and follow that page. That's all I can ask of you guys. I really genuinely appreciate all of you guys. That's all I can say, man. I'm just getting to the point. I'm speechless. I appreciate all of you guys. So anyway, you guys have a blessed Sunday. Have a great day, and I'm going to go back to making some seat covers. Peace.